Peace and soul, y'all. What's going on? It's Empress Phoenix Fire reporting to you live from the desert. We get about to have our first monsoon of the season right now. And I'm like, yes, ancestors, bring on the rain because we need it. But first, it usually starts off as a dust storm. So I'm not going for my usual walk tonight. That's not happening. But the wind is kicking. It's 116. Wee. That's hot air. But anyway, y'all. So I came here, to give you a quick channeling about entrepreneurship. A deep realization that I have come to. This may not apply to everybody. This is just my summation. Disclaimer, this is just my summation. Others may agree, others may not agree. Who knows, you know what I'm saying? But I'm feeling like this is what's coming to me right now and a realization that I feel has been working for me about entrepreneurship, right? So, we battle those of us who don't come from a line of entrepreneurs, in our family. You see it, right? Yeah. It's about to storm. It's gonna storm crazy. It looked like dust first. Yeah. Ooh.
I think I saw lightning.
Yeah, it's gonna be the first monsoon of the season because we need it. It's too dry out here in the summer. So the monsoon comes to water the land. But anyway, so epiphany, aha moment. When you are contemplating entrepreneurship or you've been dabbling with entrepreneurship, you may have a job, but then you still have your business that you run after hours and run on the weekend. But because it's your passion, you do it like nothing in your spare time as you would a hobby. Your business is your hobby, basically. It's your pastime. It's what you like to do when you're not at work. And I started really laying down the pros and cons of entrepreneurship versus having a job, right? And I likened it to when we lived with our parents. Oh yeah, pick that cardboard up, Bubby. I likened it to so what? You're a boy. They're not even calling on you. Ooh, that air. So, when you used to stay with your parents, right? You may have had chores. You may have even had your own little summer job, summer youth. Y'all remember summer youth, Job Corps, all of those types of things, right? And you still have your chores that you have to take care of. You may have to even pay your own. I remember I used to have to pay my own beeper bill. You know what I'm saying? I had a beeper back then. And I started really weighing the pros and cons out. And when I started weighing the pros and cons out, I saw how you having a job, looking for someone to tell you the protocols on how the job is supposed to be completed, even if you have some type of creative freedom. You may even have scheduling freedom where you can make your own hours. You choose what hours you are willing to work, things of that nature, right? Let's say you have certain freedoms when it comes to working a job. It's still not the self-autonomy of being an entrepreneur has. When you're an entrepreneur, no one is going to wake you up and tell you need to get up, you have these orders to fill. No one is going to tell you this is how the structure is supposed to look like, how your business is supposed to look like, right? At the end of the day, even if you take entrepreneurial classes, at the end of the day, the full creative scope is left in your hands. What you produce and what you put out is left in your hands. It's the same thing as college, high school, college. You know what I mean? With high school, they will check with your parents to let you know your child failed the whole school year, but they're not going to hound the students. They're not going to hound, you know what I mean? It's you have to, if you don't complete it, you just don't complete it. That's on you if you fail. Versus elementary school, they have to guide the student, to the next level. And if they don't have the tools that they need, they're going to make sure they have it. You have to be the one to take control of your creative freedom when you're an entrepreneur. And then I had to ask myself the question, are you an adult or are you not? Are you a teenager? Are you still, like, you've been out of your mama house for how long? You've been out your mama house since you was 17 and never been back to your mama house. So why is it that it's like stepping into entrepreneurship is such a big feat? Because it's another level of adulthood, honestly. And I was like, yeah, it's like, are you an adult or not? Do you need another adult to tell you what you need to do in order to take care of your household? Yo, I was like mortified. Like, is it really that? And then you think about, okay, well, certain jobs need to be filled. It's a part of how society is able to run, right? So it's like you having a specific role to play, career, even, nurses, doctors, lawyers, teachers, all of that good stuff. Like, we need those positions to be filled in order for society to run as a whole. And then I said, you can still do that within the entrepreneurial phase. You can still do that. So if you have a background in nursing, you can become an entrepreneur. You could teach nursing courses on your own. You know what I'm saying? Or even tutoring, how to help nursing students pass the NCLEX. Things like that. Like, there's so many ways where you can take it to the adult level. And it does, and you're still playing a part and a role in society and allowing society to function as a whole. Yo, I swear. Because I was like, you can't keep telling people they got to quit their job. But then, and then I thought about, like, in the 50s and 60s, right? Before segregation. When, ooh, I need that. In the 50s and 60s, before segregation, there was a lot of self-autonomy. Like, for example, if you was a doctor, you would have your own practice, your own office. I think this is what we're going to be going back towards, but in a more futuristic way. So think back in the 50s and 60s, like the doctor used to do home visits. Like, we may even be going back to that, where if you need, because that even happened to me when I moved out here. I needed a physical, and I paid a doctor $50. She came, filled out my form, took my blood pressure, and filled out my form, and that was it. Like, we're going to go back to those times. But again, it's not going to be exactly the same. It's going to be in a way where, hold on, this is from my yard. Close that door. You letting the AC out. Bugging. So, we're going to be going back to that, where everybody's going to have their own private practice. You're not going to be working underneath other entities. It's going to be sole proprietor, self-autonomy, no matter what role you decide to step into. And then that is still a form of entrepreneurship. If you're your own doctor, you have your own office, you have your own practice, you don't work underneath another medical team, another resident, or anything like that, you are an entrepreneur. If you're a nurse that, you do health consultations, you see patients on your own, or even psychologists, psychiatrists, that you go and you see patients on your own, and you have your own consulting firm, you are an entrepreneur. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to work within a specific, underneath a specific employer in order to, like, of course, gain your experience, but then you can take that to the next level after that. Yo, telling you, I think I might name this series like Eclipse Season Epiphanies. Like it's like and then it puts you in your feelings, because then you realize like, yo, I was really being a whole entire teenager waiting for another adult to tell me what to do next, to tell me how to stock a shelf, to tell me how to take somebody's temperature, a patient's temperature, things like that. Okay. You're going to, yo, I was like, yo, I was a whole entire teenager. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to see it, how it's like, no, you know what? I'm going to put my big girl panties on and, and stop waiting for another adult to tell me what to do. You don't, as an adult, you don't, that's like, to have another adult tell you what to do. And that's what we have been conditioned. This is what we have been we have come accustomed to in the past couple of generations. We've come accustomed to it. And again, it's trained from school age all the way on up. So now, like I said, if you agree with it, you agree with it. If not. But that's what I feel like. Because we think about it, jobs that we had when we was teenagers, like working at McDonald's. Like I said, I'm not putting myself on a pedestal. I'm not putting anybody else down. I'm just saying, jobs that we had when we were teenagers, stocking shelves in the supermarket, you know what I'm saying, fast food restaurants. Like, I seen a whole entire grandmother like sweeping the floor in a fast food restaurant, and I'm just like, how do you get to that point? You know what I'm saying? So it's somewhere you get to a point in your life where you realize, no, I have to become an adult. I have to use my skills and become self-autonomous. I don't need another adult to tell me how to be able to take care of my household. Yo, for real, for real. And then a lot of us who we see others doing it and becoming actual business moguls out here and actually succeeding and actually taking care of their families by being an entrepreneur, it's like, oh wow, but that's not for everybody. But that's how we used to do it back. That's what I'm saying. Like, think about in every context. Teachers, back in the day, they used to have, schoolhouses? You see what I'm saying? It wasn't a whole big school. It was schoolhouses. So it was basically like homeschooling. Like, one of the aunties in the community would be the school teacher for the community. So we got to start thinking about this, y'all. Like, we really got to start putting the power back in our hands. And you have to make that decision. Am I an adult? Or am I a full-fledged, spoiled, hardworking teenager? Like, you got to be really real about it. Especially when you are confronted with a lot of restrictions, and then it starts to impede on your ability to be able to take care of your household. That's when you start to really reevaluate, like, is this worth it? Is this hourly rate worth what I'm spending away from my home, spending away from my pastime? Is it really worth it? Flip the mindset, flip the script. And with that, I'm going to see y'all on the check-in. Peace.